All right, Big Germ. Thank you for meeting us out here at the party here in Waco. So, yes, rock on. So, what were you passionate about before disc golf came into your life?
Well, before disc golf came into my life, my main passions were going back to as a child. I loved soccer. I played a lot of traveling soccer. It basically consumed my life. I had a soccer ball at my feet anywhere I went. And outside of sports, really graphic design, well, illustration, drawing, doodling, whatever I could do to like not pay attention to class.
Okay.
Those are the things I was really interested in as a kid. And as I got older, I started phasing out soccer and turned into basketball. But
yeah, I'm sure once you started to grow, there were some coaches that are like, "Hey, who's this kid?"
Yeah,
right?
I was recruited for different sports at different times in my life, but I was a goalie in soccer, and so my big size for my age certainly helped well for keeping balls out of the back of the net. But yeah, as I got taller, you know, when I was a freshman in high school, I think I was like 6'1", 6 foot, which was tall, but not like super tall. But then, you know, by the time I was a junior, I was 6'6", so I'd grown up pretty tall, and I was the tallest person in my class all of a sudden. And next thing I know, I was the starting center on my high school basketball team, which was ranked number 3 in the state.
Nice.
Yeah.
Did you ever play with any names that we know in high school?
Yeah. One of my good friends is Anthony Murrow, who went on to play for Georgia Tech, and then he's had a really great long career in the NBA. His first game in the NBA, he scored like 40 points, and he actually led the league in three-point field goal percentage.
Yeah.
He's mostly rode the bench for most of his career for like, he wasn't like a starter, but he was like super deep threat for a really long time. So.
Do you ever send him pictures of when you dunked on him in 10th grade or anything?
He's actually, as a matter of fact, he's the only person to ever dunk on me. I've been dunked on one person in my career, and it was Anthony Murrow, and it was so stupid. He was already beating me down the court in pickup game, fast break. I tried to beat him to the backboard back when we were both jumping about 40 inches off the ground. And I mean, I got up there high, but dude, he was just way more athletic than me.
So he sends you pictures of him dunking on you?
I don't want to talk about it. I beat him in every dunk contest we ever had, but he got me that time.
Okay, so growing up, like a lot of your pictures, man, you've got that look on your face that we know, kind of the goofing off, having a good time, Jeremy. Well, yes, I mean, most of us would call it dumb. Your mother would call it cute, right?
Yes.
Adorable, but yes,
love.
we would call it dumb, but yes. I didn't want to say that. So,
okay, thank you.
Has that always kind of been your attitude, your outlook on life? Is that happiness?
Yeah, well, I mean, part of that is just naivety, or naivete.
Naiveness.
Yeah, there it is. That's the word. No, but I think that part of that was just me just focusing on sports and not really like looking at what was going on around me. Sometimes things weren't always the way they should be in my childhood, but I was able to focus on the things that I really was interested in, and that totally translates to everything I do in life. I mean, disc golf has become a passion. I chased it even when things didn't make sense financially. Just because it was something I loved, and I followed it blindly. Some would say dumbly. Yeah. But it's just something I've always loved. Yeah.
So in your growing up, what were the sort of things that you and your parents did together before, I mean, maybe, with sports or outside of sports or whatever? Yeah. What was that childhood like?
Well, my parents were huge hippies. You may know her as Deborah Dorland. A lot of other people know her as Rainbow Weaver.
Oh, wow.
And I was, this is the first time I'm going to say this on camera here. Some of my friends know this, but I'm Big Germ now, Jeremy Koling also, whatever, but as a kid I was Lionheart, and I grew up going to rainbow gatherings.
Like Van Damme, Lionheart?
Nope, just like Lionheart, like the coolest name a 3-year-old has ever given himself. But yeah, I went to a lot of rainbow gatherings. My parents brought me up going to these long camping trips in the woods and living kind of in a communal society. There's a bunch of kitchens, and it's a really beautiful way to grow up, but it's also very different. And so that was kind of like my introduction into the Frisbee culture, actually. A lot of hippies are known for loving playing catch, and I'd see the big adults throwing the Frisbee around, and I wanted to join in too, and that was kind of like the beginning of enjoying the flight of a Frisbee.
That's so interesting.
A little bit different.
So like if out on the fairways tomorrow, if you have a good drive, can people go, Lionheart?
Yeah, sure. If you want to call me Lionheart, you can. I'm sure that's going to start now, but no, I love that. I mean, like, if it would have been a dumb name, if I was like Spider-Man, like, I don't know, maybe that'd been pretty cool as a kid, but like Lionheart's a way cooler name. Like, I came up with that by myself. I'm pretty proud of that. Like, as a 32-year-old like adult, I don't think I could come up with a cooler name. So